The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
Step outside of your comfort zone. See the world with a whole new perspective. Join us and experience the unexplained on the Paranormal View.
And welcome everybody right here to the Paranormal View on the Parax Radio Network. I want to thank everyone for being with us tonight, those here in the chat room and those listening from around the world. Tonight we got a great show lined up. And it's pretty warm here today. I think it got up in the mid-40s, lots of sun. They're talking about maybe in the 50s tomorrow. But then that only lasts for a few days, and we go back, like down where it's cold. But hope everybody else is doing well, and hope you're ready for a good show tonight. And with that, we have with us Barbara Duncan.
Hello, everyone.
And we have Jeffrey Gould.
Hello, hello.
And I'll try not to get things mixed up tonight, so I think I'll let Jeff introduce our guest.
Our guest is returning a longtime friend, Craig Rupp. My thing fell apart here. He's a history buff and researcher of Gettysburg and its battles and its hauntings, as well as a brilliant photographer of Gettysburg and its historical sites. He's a paranormal author, investigator, novelist, screenwriter, and not only a former co-host of the Paranormal View, but we always have to bring up that once on the air during a live investigation, Craig nearly gave his life for this very show. So welcome back, Craig Rupp. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
No problem. Yeah, that was when you went swimming, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Antietam Creek.
Antietam Creek. Was he making a film of that? And that's the reason you did that?
We were doing some kind of investigation, and the way he does it, he takes a character from history, not a character, an actual person from history, and you take on that role to see if you get a reaction. And I just happened to be, it's been so long, I forget his name. I think he was a captain or something. Trying to get across, they couldn't get across a bridge, the Union, so he decided to take a few guys and try to cross the creek himself, and he got shot about halfway across and made it to the other side where he passed away on the shore. And it was very hot that night, so I decided to just kind of float down to the bottom because it was cool and it felt great.
So you almost didn't make it to the other side. Or at least that's what they thought anyway. Did I lose everybody?
I thought
No,
I
we're here.
Oh. It got
So
quiet.
before we got on air, Craig, we were talking about the accident that happened in Gettysburg. And for those people that don't know, perhaps you can kind of give everybody kind of an overview.
Did I lose Craig?
We might have.
Let me jump on here and look and see. No, it shows that he's on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now it can. What happened?
I have no idea. I'm just sitting here.
Oh.
Did you hear anything I said at all?
No,
Nope.
not a thing. God, we introduced you, and we're waiting and nothing.
Well, we heard about the creek, and we heard about you jumping in and getting cool. And that was pretty much it.
So Skype's still doing its thing, huh?
Oh, sure.
You got it.
Sure. All right. Who
So-
asked that question, Barbara? You did, didn't
Yeah.
you? Okay.
Okay, so the accident, you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you
Yes.
now.
Okay. So I believe it was Monday morning. Some guy was flying. They estimate he was doing between 90 and 100 and at 25, and he didn't make the curve. Took out two buildings right here in Gettysburg. One was a really nice gift shop. The other one was like a crystal shop. The driver was deceased. We're still trying to find out who he was. They said he was not in this area, so I just can't imagine somebody going that fast.
Yeah, it did seem kind of fast, and you don't know what the reasoning was. You said some
Right.
people thought it might have been for another reason instead of being drunk or something like that.
Right, could have been a medical emergency. Who knows? Still
Well, talk
nothing
about
today.
another layer of tragedy on top of the place already.
Right, right.
And
that
we were
was
discussing before, there was crystals in that shop, right?
right. Yep. That was for like
The facets,
psychics
just
and
screaming.
stuff like that.
Now you hold up the crystals, and in the facets, he's just screaming, faces on fire.
Well, now, there was a big fire afterwards, and you said it also destroyed about half of that crystal shop.
Right. Yep.
Yeah,
They said they're going to rebuild those, so that's good to hear. That's positive.
And the news
And I
stories
hope- And I hope the gift shop rebuilds too, because that was a really nice gift shop.
What was the gift shop? What did it have in it, Greg?
All kinds of stuff. T-shirts, coffee mugs, souvenirs from. No, I shouldn't say souvenirs, like bullets and stuff like that they found on the battlefield. You could buy all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Is that where they also had the wood from the trees that were, what were they called, witness trees?
I know Mr. G's gift shop has those. They have quite
Okay.
a few different things in there.
some pretty things too. I mean, they're real nice.
Oh yeah. They got pens and all kinds of stuff. And the witness tree was actually right out front of Mr. G's.
Okay.
And there's still another one still standing,
Right.
right close to Mr. G's.
Right. They used to call the place the Twin Sycamores, actually.
Yeah.
That
Abraham
was the
Lincoln
name?
passed right by there on his way to the cemetery for the dedication.
Okay.
Mhm.
That was the name of the location, Twin Sycamores?
Yeah, that's what it was called before Mr. G's,
Okay.
yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Interesting
makes
place,
sense.
though, when you go actually look for the history and learn about it. It's real interesting.
That's what's great about Gettysburg. You're always learning something new, always.
Well, here's the next Twilight Zone book for you, Craig. You know, that guy could have been tooling along and some apparition got in front of him. in Gettysburg, you never know.
Either that or he was doing 100 mile an hour because one was chasing. Who knows?
That could have been too, because he comes
I
through
mean,
the
we shouldn't
battlefield.
laugh about it. Somebody lost their life, but who
Yeah,
knows?
but-
Maybe he saw a ghost.
Yeah, it's possible. Pretty interesting. So with the COVID and all, has there been very many? I mean, is it opening up a little bit where people will come to visit and visit the shops in town? I mean,
Yeah, it's been pretty crowded. They just opened up the towers finally. I'm talking about Henry. They look like fire towers. They've been closed since last year. They just opened them up.
oh,
Mhm.
that's the ones you can climb up and look out.
Yeah, you get a really beautiful view, especially the one up on Culp's Hill. You can see
Right.
the whole town of Gettysburg.
Right. Those are interesting. I never climbed
Good
them.
cardio too.
Yes. My legs didn't want to kind of work going all the way up them stairs, so I didn't try them. But yeah, it's nice just going there to visit. And if you
Yeah, it's especially on the weekends. It's been really busy. Hmm.
on the weekends.
Yeah.
So, have they been mandating masks and things like that, and
Yeah.
distancing?
Yeah. Mhm. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. To go inside. Now you can go into a restaurant, wear your mask. Once you get to the table, take your mask off. Everything's fine. Stores, you got to have your mask on the whole time you're in the store. But that's kind of the new norm, unfortunately.
Yeah. For the time being, it is anyway. So,
Right.
have you been able to get out and wander the battlefield or do any investigating?
Actually, yes. So the past, I don't know, 5 years maybe. Every time I go to the visitor center, there's a soldier that pops up. Henry, have you been to the painting,
The which one?
the cyclorama?
Oh yeah,
Cyclorama
we went
painting?
there the last time we was there.
Yeah, you know where you got to sit and watch that video
Right.
before you go up.
Before you go up. Hmm.
Right. Every time there's this soldier, they show pictures of soldiers, and this one guy, every time he comes on, it's like, man, I know this guy. You know what's going on? It's like we were friends in another life. It's really hard to explain. So this past year, my girlfriend, hey Rachel, thanks to Rachel, she did a lot of research on him, and we discovered he was from 111th New York, and his name was Judson Hicks. And we actually went out to where he was killed on the battlefield, which is right in the field right across from the Pennsylvania Monument. And we did some EVPs, and I asked this Judson Hicks here, and you hear a voice say, he's here somewhere. And then I asked, do you miss your family? Would you like to go to heaven? And we get yes. So, I don't know, a month later, I called Pat from Go Soldiers,
Yeah.
Pat McCormick, and he came up to cross them over, to help cross over. And he asked, how many soldiers is here? And we get an answer, 20. Or no, I'm sorry. That happened on Culp's Hill. We went up, there was a Confederate burial site, supposedly on Culp's Hill. Pat asked, how many soldiers are here? And when he played it back, 20.
Oh.
So I take it not all the burial mounds are marked.
No. They're just more word of mouth.
Okay.
But this one I actually heard from a park ranger. So, Henry, next time you come, I'll take you up. It's not a bad walk. It's just right 50 yards from the road.
Okay.
Not bad.
Sounds like a winner to me. I had a question from Kat. She said you started answering it, but I'll read you the question anyway. She wanted you to share your experience with a certain color bearer in Gettysburg that you had encountered recently, and that's the one you was talking about.
That was Judson Hicks, yes.
So how did you find out what his name was?
It's actually on the picture. There, it doesn't show it on the video, but when you go down in the museum, his name is on the picture. There's a picture of him in the Gettysburg Museum at the Visitor Center.
Ah.
And my girlfriend did a lot of research on him, so she found out some very fascinating stuff. We know where he's buried. He's buried near Rochester, New York.
Are you cutting out, or did you finish?
I finished.
Oh, okay. It was just all of a sudden it just stopped.
When you finish, say over.
I'm finished. Over.
I was waiting for more. All right, I want to let everybody know if you do have questions, you can private chat them to either myself or Ceiling Cat, and we will get those questions over to Craig. If you ever get a chance to go to Gettysburg, you can contact Craig, and he will give you a tour and take you around and tell you almost as much as all the park rangers do. He's very knowledgeable, and he's a very good tour guide.
I'd be happy to do that. Over.
Over. Are we going to be doing this all night, huh? All right, so when's Mr. G's supposed to open up?
Monday.
Are you going to be in line?
Yes, I will.
Well, eat some for me, will you?
I sure will. And Henry, I forget the name of it. I don't know why I cannot remember the name of it. But at Christmas time, they started with a hot chocolate with your favorite ice cream to walk around town. And you'd think the ice cream would make it go cold, but no, it is delicious.
And it kind of like the ice cream melts kind of slowly, does it?
Yeah, well, you eat that real quick.
Oh.
So, but then you got a nice cup of hot cocoa to walk around and look at the Christmas decorations. I was glad they started that up. I hope they, now that it's a little bit chilly, I hope they do that before it gets warm.
Well, temperatures are still fluctuating. It's still early March, so it's probably not going to warm up for another 20, 30 days probably.
It's supposed to be in the 60s next week, but then again, it's March. Just when you think spring's here, we usually get dumped on one last time.
Janine wrote in there, it's Frosted Peak at Mr. G's ice cream, with ice cream.
Frosted Peak, that's it.
Okay. So somebody else is in here then. You must know her?
That would be my girlfriend, yes.
Ah.
She's in the chat.
Yeah, I see. All right.
Yes.
Is Mr. G's implying that they have a new menu? Because I'm looking at their Facebook page, and they have the sign of their stuff, and it says homemade, and everything's kind of pixelized with big question marks, so like there's a big mystery involved.
I'm excited to find out, just like you, Jeff. But I'm looking forward to getting there. Monday, I'll be there.
Well, tell him I said hi. And I know
I definitely will.
We haven't been back down there to do a show from his place in quite a while. So I don't know if he still wants us to try and do something like that sometime, or...
I would imagine Mike would invite you back with open arms. He's one of the kindest guys I know.
Yeah, he's nice. I've always liked him.
Very nice.
So, I got some other things here. Let's see what I got. I guess things are going to be opening up all over the place if it kind of stays halfway decent with COVID. But I'm sure you're going to still have to wear masks and everything for a while anyhow. That house out on the battlefield, has that been able to be rented yet, or is it still kind of like closed until after all this is over?
The ones my friends stay at.
Yeah.
You know what? I have not heard anything, and usually they come in April, so I'm going to send them a message.
Because everybody that I've been talking about wanting to get together to rent that thing, they're all for it. They said, let's do it. So,
Oh, yeah, you won't regret it. It's a beautiful house. It used to be a field hospital. And the great thing about that, if you're a paranormal investigator, the park closes at either 7 or I believe 10. But if you rent that house, now you can't stray out into the park, but you have all this area that you could be out there all night.
Yeah. Yeah.
How much activity is there?
When would be the... Go ahead.
We were out there one night. It was about 2:00 in the morning. We were just sitting around talking. We were sitting in lawn chairs, and we were hearing gunfire. We were hearing cannons going off. And the coolest thing, and Pat was there. Pat McCormick was there. We were watching these blue orbs float in the treetops up on Little Round Top. That was really cool to watch. And none of us could explain it because it was a moonlit night and you could see the treetops, and there's no way, somebody was up there. First of all, the park's closed. Second of all, nobody can climb those trees and move like that. It was really neat to see.
You can always really train squirrels.
Hey, you never know. Ghost squirrels.
Well, I'd like to be able to later on in the year, toward right before fall, maybe, if things open up any at all, maybe we could have a late year at Gettysburg this year instead of in April.
Yeah, that'd be great. It's beautiful here in the fall. Even November, they have Remembrance Day.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. They put candles on all the soldiers' graves. It's beautiful.
So, have you been able to actually go out onto the battlefield lately? And I know you usually just walk around taking photos instead of actually trying to get any kind of EVPs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you actually hear them talking to you, and so you're not using your recorder, or do you still try and record stuff?
I honestly, I don't, unless somebody wants me to join them, or they're interested in learning about the paranormal, doing EVPs, their curiosity. I'll go out and do stuff like that. When we were out trying to talk to Judson Hicks, I thought it was my girlfriend standing right behind me. And I actually turned around because it felt like they were right on my shoulder. And she was nowhere to be found. Just stuff like that. I honestly feel that more stuff happens when you're not looking than when you are looking. It's like they're trying to get your attention instead of you're trying to get their attention.
Well, you would think that maybe this year might be more of that case, since COVID had the place kind of shut down most of last year, that they might be missing people and want to be noticed.
Well, I was, when was it? Last night. We were driving around, and there they were. Little, about 4 cars, little ghosty group going out to do their stuff. They're here no matter what.
Oh, sure they are. I believe that. Not just there, but everywhere. I don't care where
Right,
you go.
right.
I
I
feel
mean,
that there's the dead are still there in spirit form. Some want to communicate, and some just, I don't know, just staying out of sight, I guess. I don't know. So, I know you have, how many books have you written now?
8. I got 8, and I'm working on a new one. Actually, 2 of them. I got a bunch started, but I really like to get 2 of them done this year. I have a book signing at Mr. G's March 27th
Mm-hmm.
in the gift shop, and then I have another book signing at the Farnsworth House in the Sleepy Hollow Ghost Tours shop, and that's I believe April 6th.
April 6th.
So I'm starting to get over my shyness, starting to get out there.
Starting to, huh?
Starting to. Slowly but surely.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about something that I was surprised to see. And I got a whole bunch of questions with that, and I'm sure Jeff is going to have a ton. Did they not start filming one of your books?
Yes, we did, actually.
And
It's been a blast.
have they filmed the whole thing?
No. A lot of B-roll until they get the actors here.
Oh, okay.
What we wanted to do is get actual snow footage, so they didn't have to make the snow. So we have filmed a ton of B-roll footage while it was snowing. And it's we've got some beautiful locations. The director found this beautiful house. It's just been a lot of fun.
So, what is the book about? I mean, how close are they staying to the movie to the book?
They're trying to stick with the same story. So if you read the book, except Hallmark wants a female lead, and in the book I have a male lead. So we are rewriting the script for a female lead, but trying to keep the story the same, if that makes sense.
I fell off. Which book are we talking?
A Gettysburg Christmas.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be a Hallmark movie.
Well, they would like it to. There is. I'm not allowed to say too much about it yet, but
you have to brush your teeth for all the sweetness they have to stick in those.
Yeah. So I guess there's a film company that is interested, but we may try to raise the money ourselves. And they got some really cool stars lined up. And again, I wish I could tell you because I'm excited.
NDA stuff, yeah.
Well, that's fine. I understand.
I wish I could tell you because people know their names, and when this gets done, it's going to be really cool. Really cool.
Now, what time period is it being made in? Modern?
Modern, yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So it won't have anything to do with Gettysburg per se.
Oh, yeah, we're filming it all here. That's why we're doing it. We're going to get as many actual locations as we can. Our goal is to bring people here and let them walk in the footsteps of the characters, let them see how beautiful Gettysburg is, because a lot of people think this is just a town full of history. And it's a beautiful, romantic little town with lots of little shops, beautiful bed and breakfasts, and we're going to show all that.
Well, good. I know you said if I wanted to be an actor walking in front of a store or something, I could do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Henry. Come on up. Bring Patsy. Come on up. Anybody extras? Now, Jeff, there's not really a role for a doctor, but I'm hoping that once this takes off, Hollywood at Gettysburg will be filmed next.
Cool.
So,
but you realize I do play other roles than doctors.
well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
I mean, I can play a bookstore owner. I can play a homeless person walking down the street. Like I have all sorts of talents.
Well, I will definitely bring your name up once he gets a list. It was fascinating. The director was showing me how he does things, and now I know why it takes so long to make a movie. Really, I mean, he's got all his I's dotted, his T's crossed. It's really fascinating to look at his the way he does things.
Well, I'm sure it'll be made into like a full feature, like a Hallmark movie if it's made by Hallmark.
Yeah, and if not, we're going to put it right in the big screen. Try to anyway. And a lot of you, if you've watched the movie Gettysburg, you know who the director is. His name is Bo Brinkman, and he played Major Walter Taylor in the movie Gettysburg and Gods and Generals.
Huh. And he's the director?
Yes.
Wow.
And it's so cool. I mean, if you would have told me when Gettysburg came out in 92, 93, it's just so surreal to be driving around and having Major Walter Taylor sitting next to you with a camera in his hand, getting a lot of B-roll footage, and it's been really fun and cool and surreal. And he's the nicest guy.
So, are you going to have a part in the movie?
Now, Henry, you know how shy. Get me in front of a camera. That's not going to happen.
That's about the way it is with me.
I mean, maybe I'll walk by or something. I don't know.
You can always be like Alfred Hitchcock, have some little scene where the camera will just happen to see you there or something.
I'm definitely not going to talk. As soon as that light comes on, I'll freeze up like a... and they're going to be like, cut. Get out of here.
Very interesting.
But it's going to be a beautiful movie. It really is. He's got some great ideas without changing the story. He added a few things, and I was cool with that. So it's going to be fun.
Right. Now, books and a movie is not the only things that you do. You also do calendars.
Yes, I do. Yes. You can find them on lulu.com, LULU.com.
And those seem to be selling pretty good.
Yeah, it was funny. I did my first book signing last October at Mr. G's, and I was very surprised that people were bringing in my calendars for me to sign.
Really?
That was kind of unexpected. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Well,
it's pretty cool.
It's kind of cool to just have all these women come in asking for dates. Oh, wait, that's you.
Ha! Yeah.
Well, you have gorgeous pictures there.
Well, thank you, Henry. All the credit goes to Gettysburg and Mother Nature, because this is such a photographic, photogenic place. Yeah. And Jeff, I got a girlfriend. I only need one. That's all I want. So the women can come in all they want. Now.
So this is the one now.
Yes, she's amazing.
Is her name Janine?
No.
What
Now
is it?
that I guess that's her name in the chat
In
room.
a chat room.
Her name,
Okay.
her
Well,
name's
Okay.
Rachel.
He's not going to produce any of the
Okay.
movies.
Her name's Rachel, and we actually met at my book signing.
Ah, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Craig's a good guy. I'll tell you ahead of time. Of course, you probably know it by now.
Well, thanks for putting the word in.
Did I see somewhere that the house out there that was it Dwight Eisenhower that owned?
Yeah, the Eisenhower Farm. Yeah, you
Are
can
they
tour it.
selling that? Was it up for
No.
sale?
No, nope.
Oh, I seen something about something there that was trying to be sold.
Not to my knowledge. That's a big tourist attraction. Yeah, I couldn't see them selling that. No.
That's what I thought also. But
Maybe I'm wrong. I know the Cashtown Inn was for sale, but they just took that off the market.
oh, did they?
Yeah.
Well, that.
But no, the Eisenhower, that's a moneymaker for the park. I can't see them selling that
No,
unless somebody offered them a buku amount of money for it. That's the only way I can figure.
I could have sworn I seen a $500,000 offer on it or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, it's a historical site, right?
Yes.
I didn't think they could sell
Oh
it.
yes, you could. Yeah, you actually have to take a bus. Now you can drive to it because of COVID. It's not open, but you can drive over there and you can walk around the outside. You can see his cars. They have the barn open, but pre-COVID and when COVID's over, you can actually go in it. You have to take a bus over, and it's like they just left for the day. It's really cool.
So you would be able to wander around at your own pace, kind of.
Years ago, used to be able to do that, especially if there was only a couple people in there. And I would hang back and try to get EVP, but I think they got wise to that. So now they kind of hover. The rangers kind of hover and watch you.
Now,
They don't like you doing EVP work? Or?
Yeah, because that's supposed to be haunted. I don't know if it is or not, but I never really got anything there. But that's what I used to do. Now, not so much. Over.
over. Well, now, not just Gettysburg, but that whole area around through there, they bought in all the little towns and everything. Is there some of the other places that you've been out and around through there that you've went to and kind of investigated?
No, but I'm finding a lot of small battles that took place. I just found out the Battle of Monterey Pass, which is just outside of Fairfield. That could be a place I know that it probably hasn't been investigated. It's a small battlefield, but and then there's the Battle of Fairfield. That's on private ground, so you probably have to get permission. What's the name of this place? East Calvary Battlefield. That's where General Custer was, which a lot of people don't even realize that General Custer was even here. I don't think that's investigated too much. And then, of course, Antietam, that's only 45 minutes, but I haven't been to those places too much lately.
Well, all those were the famous, well-known places. That other town that's over by the interstate, they about burned it down, didn't they? Coming through there, they fought.
Wrightsville.
Is that what it was?
Talking about Wrightsville, they burned the bridge?
No, not
Oh,
there.
Chambersburg?
Yeah, Chambersburg.
Chambersburg. Yeah, the Confederates burned that. Um, I really don't know where you would go to investigate, though. I'm not too familiar with that area.
Well, I haven't heard anybody actually investigating there or anything like that, but you would figure a battle had to be some remnants, spirits, places where there's some history to it.
Yeah, if you read about it, there were both civilians, and the civilians turned on the Confederates, and they murdered a few Confederates in cold blood.
Wow.
You'd have to do some research to find out where these places are. But like I said, I'm not real familiar with Chambersburg.
Yeah, I haven't never seen anything on it. So,
just Google the burning of Chambersburg. There's some interesting articles out there.
I know that, but I've never seen any articles on anybody saying, well, this particular place is haunted, or
Right.
any groups that's been there. I haven't heard anything on any of that. But you would figure that somewhere or another something had to be going on.
Right. Yeah. Right. But I really haven't done any research on that. But now I might now. You got my curiosity going. Yeah, it's only a half hour from here. It might be someplace new, someplace cool to take you guys when you come.
Yeah, it's not that far. Did you ever get a chance to go in that, what was the old hospital or something that we rode by and you talked to the girl trying to get into it?
No, never heard it. Never heard anything from security. So I imagine they nipped that in the bud. It's pretty dilapidated. So I don't think it's very safe to go in.
I don't want to go into places that's unsafe or full of mold or asbestos or anything like that.
And you don't want to say, hey, I'm going to go to the third floor, and then before you know it, you're ended up in the basement very quickly.
Yeah. I haven't even been back to Hillview Manor for quite a few years, just because the last time I was there, there was a lot more mold that they hadn't even tried to clean up. And
yeah, I was just talking with somebody about that. They said that place is a trash. It's just.
Well, it was taken over or sold, and the people that runs it now, I have no idea what they're doing with it, but I haven't been there since the new people took it over. So, have no wanting or desire to go back there.
No, I get invited to these places, but I just can't see paying these ridiculous prices just because they've been on TV.
Right.
I'm sorry. No, I got a whole battlefield here. If I'm that desperate, it's free. You know, I realize these people have to do whatever, do the upkeep or whatever, but just because it's been on a TV show, it's not right to charge these crazy prices.
Yep. That's just like down there in Kentucky. I can't see paying money to go to that place. The only way that I ever went was when I was with Dave and Tom, because they'd be holding an event there, and because I had a show, I didn't have to pay anything. So, but I wouldn't go now just to go there to investigate and pay all that money.
Do the majority of places there charge an admittance fee?
I mean, there's ghost tours, and they're pretty reasonable, like $9-10.
But some of them is real interesting to go through. I mean, the history about the place.
Oh my gosh, yes. The Farnsworth. Matter of fact, I might get a part-time job there doing investigations for them. I just, believe it or not, I've been coming here since '96. I've lived here for 8 years, and I have never gone through the Farnsworth house.
Really?
Cindy, who runs Sleepy Hollow Ghost Tours, and is a very good friend of mine. I was actually doing research for the book I'm working on now called the Gettysburg B&B. So she said, hey, come down. Well, I'd be happy to take you through. You can take notes, on each of the rooms. And that's the first time I've ever been in there. And she was telling me, this room is very haunted. It happened here. This room, this happened here. This is a good haunted room. It was very interesting to go through there. And I would definitely like to stay there sometime.
Do they say that there's a lot of stuff goes on if you stay in one of the rooms?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I would love to do that. So, but yeah, I'm thinking about doing like a part-time. They do investigations inside, not only in the basement, but the attic as well. And that's the attic, or they call it the garret, is where the sharpshooter was that supposedly killed Jenny Wade.
Ah. Huh.
Beautiful place, absolutely beautiful place. And that's the first time I've ever been in there.
Wow. Yeah,
But even on a modern standpoint, it seems to me that with all the activity that happened, you couldn't pretty much put in a flower bed without coming up with some sort of memorabilia from the past, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you, Barbara, I wish I had private land to metal detect on, because my apartment building is on actual battleground. The first shot marker is like 2 miles up the road towards Chambersburg, and there's all these houses, privately owned houses, and I can only imagine what they would find if they went in their own yards with metal detectors.
Gotta be stuff around. I mean.
Oh yeah, but you can't take a K2 meter out in the national park because they think you're looking for treasure.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, they'll fine. Last I heard, they'll fine you like $100 and they'll confiscate it.
Huh? For a K2 meter?
For a K2 meter, yeah. That's why when I usually go out, I usually just take flashlight and a recorder, and sometimes I'll take my flare out. That's always fun to play with at night.
Yeah.
But as far as EMF detectors, I just leave them at home.
But that's not on private ground. Your private property, you can pretty much do what you want to, correct?
Right, correct, yes. Yep.
So there's no ordinance saying leave it in the ground at that point?
If I had private property here and I found something, like when I first moved here, my neighbor we called him Otis because he liked to drink a lot, so he would walk the railroad tracks into town instead of driving. On one of his walks, he saw something sticking up out of the ground, and he pulled it out, and it was an old Civil War musket.
Huh.
And he called the Park Service. Park Service came, took it, never said thank you, nothing. Just he never heard anything about it. So if I had private ground here and I found something, it would definitely go in my own private collection.
Yep. Wow. That's exactly the way I would look at it too.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know, doing something like that, if you might come across still live munitions or something.
I heard that story a few months ago. They say Jenny Wade was the only civilian killed here. As far as being shot in the Battle of Gettysburg. But what you don't hear a lot is there was a lot of civilian casualties after the war going out into the fields, picking up live ammunition, and it exploded. A lot of people were killed that way. And then you had the stench, the diseases after they said it stunk here so bad you could smell it in Harrisburg,
Yeah.
which Harrisburg probably smells like that today because that's just the way that city is. But until November, from July until November, they had to walk around with like handkerchiefs on their faces with peppermint oil and stuff like that. So a lot of people died from dysentery, disease,
Well,
things like that.
They
weren't even on the Oregon Trail.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, they was out. The dead people was out there on the battlefield for what, 4 or 5 days before they even was able to do anything. And
If that. General Barksdale was one of the more famous generals killed here, and he was from Mississippi. They buried him in the front yard of and I don't know, forget the name of this house, so forgive me. I can take you right to it and show it to you. The Hummelbaugh House. It took his family 6 months to come and retrieve his body. And there's actually a kind of a ghost story here. When the family wagon pulled up, the family dog, jumped off the wagon and ran right over to where he was buried and sat and started crying.
Wow.
Even though he's been buried for 6 months, that dog knew he was there. And then when they dug the body up to take him home, the dog would not leave.
Wow.
So they had to leave the dog here. The dog eventually starved to death. And one of the ghost stories here is sometimes if you're over that way ghost hunting or what have you, you can hear a dog whining, crying, barking.
Over.
Over.
There's all kinds of stories like that. I know somebody was saying one where somebody was in a house dead or something, and modern day people was looking in the window or something and seen a dead body in there, and they wasn't really anything, but it was where one of the generals or somebody had been laid out.
That would be General John Reynolds, yes, and that was at the George house, which is now it's a photography studio, an old-time photography studio, and that's where he was taken after he was shot right up here on McPherson Ridge.
Right.
Yep, they saw him and his quote fiance in there.
And that was modern.
Over.
That was modern day that they seen his body there.
That was like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there's all kinds of those kinds of stories.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you, I probably told you this when I was on here before. Actually, Kat and her friend asked me to meet them up on Culp's Hill to do some EVP. And as I was driving up there, I came around this corner and there was a group of 15, 20 Confederate soldiers. They looked like reenactors to me. And when I got up there, we were talking. It was raining off and on, thunder and lightning. And we heard the rebel yell coming up over Culp's Hill. And it was so loud, it kind of startled them. And nobody ever came up. And I said to them, I just saw a group of reenactors just down over the hill. Fast forward to April of the following year, it dawned on me, I could see the rocks and the tower from the road driving up there. Now, there is no way those soldiers could have made it that far back and gone up that hill. So, I'm not saying they were ghosts. It just didn't make sense.
So have you ever thought that you might have been talking to a dead ghost or something and realize, all of a sudden they're not there?
Not while I was sober. I don't know. I don't know.
Wow. Have you been back to the David Stewart farm recently?
No, just that one time. Or were we there twice? I don't know.
Pretty interesting.
Nope. I really don't do a whole lot of that anymore.
Well, I haven't done it since year before last, I guess. So I'd like to be able to do something.
I know Kat and I talked about doing the was it the Pry House down in Antietam?
Uh-huh.
But we decided that it can't be a large group of people, otherwise you're not going to get anything.
Oh yeah, no, you can't have a large group.
I've never been in that house, but she said there was like a ton of people in there that night, and I think if you do a place like that, 5 people is plenty.
Right. Well, when we were there, everybody was in the one room upstairs, and Kat and I was standing in the doorway. Nobody else in the house, because all the docents and everything was up there in the room with us. And Pat wanted to do an EVP session. So they started an EVP session, and everything was quiet. And I'm standing there with Kat, and all of a sudden, I'm hearing voices downstairs. And I asked Kat, I said, "Do you hear that?" And she said, "Yeah." She says, "It sounds like it's about 2 or 3 people talking down there." And there wasn't anybody there. Everybody was up here in the room. And I told Pat about it. He says, "No, it's something else." And I said, "I got it on the recorder." And you could hear him talking on the recorder. I mean, muffled, but you could hear him talking. And when Pat went back and listened to it, it like got him, because he didn't think I had anything. So that was pretty interesting. But there wasn't anybody downstairs. Everybody was up. And that was
if you can get that, I'm looking forward to checking that place out.
It's pretty interesting. And when we was doing the show, we was doing the show in the kitchen part. The 2 docents was out in the other room while we were doing the show. And just as we was getting ready to stop, all of a sudden the lights went out in the kitchen. And you could see a light on where the docents were. And Kat went out there and asked them what was going on. And they had no idea, because they were just sitting there. Nobody had done anything. A few minutes, the lights come back on. And
wow.
Couldn't figure out what caused it. And the docents, they was all shook up and said, "That's never happened before." I said, "Well, it has now."
Welcome to the other side.
Yes. Very, very interesting, though. I think what we're going to do is, it's just about time for us to go ahead and take us a little break. And then when we come back, I'm sure we're going to have some other stuff here to talk about. So with that, let me get things ready, and I'll let Jeff take us out to break. How's that sound?
Sure. Well, you're listening to the Paranormal View on para-x.com with hosts Henry Foister, Ceiling Cat Barbara Duncan, and myself, Jeffrey Gould, with author and paranormal investigator and novelist Craig Rupp. And did I say Rupp? Rupp. 2 P's. So stay tuned for more of the Paranormal View after the break.
Whether you're listening at home, at work, or anywhere, thanks for making Para-X part of your day. Your source for everything paranormal, Para-X.
And welcome back, everybody, right here to the Paranormal View on the Para-X Radio Network. I want to thank everyone for being with us tonight. Excuse me. Those in the chat room, those listening from around the world, we appreciate each and every one. Tonight, we have with us Barbara Duncan.
Hello, everyone.
And speaking of listeners from around the world, where do we have listeners at tonight?
It's being a little testy at the moment. It looks like all over the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and Spain.
In Spain. Spain's been around a couple times the last few
Yes,
weeks.
they have.
Yeah. So welcome, whoever's listening from Spain. I hope you enjoy the show. And we have with us Jeffrey Gould.
Hello, hello.
And we have our special guest, Craig Rupp.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Spain and Canada and the U.S.
Now you
Over.
you was a member of the the Paranormal View for a while.
I was, yes. 2
And-
years?
Until you about got drowned or something like that. And, let's do a little other stuff here. I know you do investigations and get all kinds of stuff from ghosts, and you take pictures. Have you ever seen a UFO?
Yes, actually, I have. I took
Right.
a picture of it, and it was on the news.
It was.
Yes, Gettysburg is, there's a lot of sightings around here. A lot of sightings. And I don't know if you know this, Henry, and maybe I said this on one of the other shows, but Camp David and the underground Pentagon is about 10 miles from here.
Yes. You were going to take me past there one time, but we never made it down there. You couldn't see anything, I'm sure, from the road because everything's going to be
Right,
cut
right.
off.
But I know where it's at, and you can't get close to Camp David.
Right.
But I know the vicinity where it's at.
Hmm. Well, now, has there been any reports of UFOs over the battlefield?
Not that I know of, no.
Where are they usually seen at around that area? Usually down around Camp David?
Yeah, over towards Chambersburg, out towards South Mountain. This one actually flew. It was coming up from Maryland, and it went right across, and I took a picture of it.
Oh, did you get a picture?
I did, yes. They used it on the news.
If you've got that, then post it on the internet or send it to me.
I will look for it. It's got to be around here somewhere.
We
Yeah,
have-
Wait,
it's
you didn't
been.
put
I
it
think that was like 2014.
Did you put it on your Instagram?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I just took it just for. Well, we didn't know what it was, but at the time there was a bunch of sightings over up around the Harrisburg area,
Wow.
and that's actually where it was headed.
Headed over
That's
that
weird.
way.
Well, it's close to 3 Mile Island, too, so, right?
Yep.
Your power bound.
Wow.
Makes sense.
And 3 Mile
But
Island
yet-
is nuclear.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
the fact that you're, not ghost hunting, but you have your camera there, I mean, there's got to be a lot of happy coincidences where you have your camera right there and you get things like UFOs and maybe even a Bigfoot.
Now that would be that would be cool. I'm not gonna lie. I've always wanted to do the old Bigfoot hunt, just to try it.
Just to try it?
Just to try it. Yeah.
Or are there Bigfoot
They
sightings around there?
Yes, there have been 6 in the past 15 years.
Close to Gettysburg or?
Yeah, Fairfield, Caledonia State Park. Yep.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
that's a lot given the fact that there's so many reenactments with musket fire and what have you.
Well,
Think that
supposedly
would scare 'em.
they're associated with UFOs somehow. We won't get into that again, though.
Say we won't, huh?
No,
Well,
let's not go there.
You're close to the Bridgewater Triangle for the Jersey Devil and all that other stuff too, right?
The Jersey Devil, that's about 3 hours.
3 hours. Okay.
The Pine Barrens, yes.
Yeah.
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 That is supposed to be one weird place.
It is. It looks like a blasted heath. It looks post-apocalyptic, like the remains of after the bombs have gone off kind of place. It's all this weird white sand and dead-like trees. It's very, very weird.
Yeah, we were supposed to actually go there one time, and we never made it.
With
Pat.
With Pat, yeah.
Pat. Yep.
Pat's been to a lot of places.
He's doing a lot of videos for his page.
Yeah, he's been to places that I would like to have went to, and I can't remember. Did you get to go with them when they went up to the Hindenburg crash site?
Oh, you betcha! That's my favorite site to date. Yeah, I was very, very humbled, grateful. I've always had a fascination with Hindenburg, and to be invited there, I was just that was surreal. That was my favorite place to date to go investigate.
It would be wild to get a photographic montage of the Pine Barrens just to get an idea of just how creepy the places are. I mean, from a photographer standpoint, some of this has got to be really fun to do just from the composition of what you're looking at there, right?
Right. I would love to get a decent drone and take down there. If we ever did do something like that, definitely have a drone because that's pretty thick and that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Can you use drones on the battlefield?
Not the Gettysburg battlefield, no. Somebody told me you can use the cheaper drones, but as far as the high tech, last I heard, you weren't allowed to use them on the battlefield. Now, if you're filming and you get a permit, yes.
But you just can't take them up there.
Right. Oh my gosh, pictures. The pictures I could take with a drone. Oh my goodness, that would be so cool.
Oh yeah.
A good GoPro. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be fun. Well, I mean, you could probably get a better idea from an aerial shot just how massive. Probably uncover quite a few things too.
I haven't seen it since COVID started, but they used on Sundays. I'd be out early taking sunrise pictures, and I would look up, and there'd be a hot air balloon. They used to give hot air balloon rides over the battlefield. That would be really cool to do sometime with a camera.
Yeah.
Have you ever been up in a hot air balloon?
No, and as long as there's not electrical lines around, I think I'd be fine with it.
Yeah.
That would be my luck.
Yeah. Or a storm somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you get some fantastic pictures from up there.
Or a strong wind and end up in the land of Oz.
Henry, if you're trying to talk me out of it, you're succeeding.
I suppose with its closeness to Camp David, helicopters are out of the question.
President Biden was just down there like 2 weeks ago, and you knew something was up because there were helicopters flying around, and they closed part of the park down there that he had to drive through. You can always tell when something's up, something's going on down there.
So what was Biden doing down there?
Camp David.
Just relaxing, I
Just
guess.
relaxing?
Just a little getaway.
Yeah.
Which is what's really cool. If you go the back way to Antietam from here, there is an old army camp, and they used to train spies there.
Really?
Yeah.
Is
I'll
it,
take you down there sometime, man.
is it
It's
still
not
in
that far away.
operation, or you can?
No. It's they closed it, but you can tell.
Cold
that it
War
was-
spies?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I don't have the name of it right offhand, but I can send it to you. Very, very interesting place.
Jeff,
Now
you
that
got
would be an
questions?
interesting museum to set up if they did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And actually out in Caledonia State Park, which is a beautiful park to hike in, play golf, whatever you want to do, there was an old prisoner of war camp out there.
They had
Over.
over. They had an old Civil War prison of war camp up here in northern Ohio, up by the lake, and you can drive out on it, and you can see where some of the graves were or are and stuff like that. Pretty interesting place. They have big history wrote up about it.
Yeah, those places are fascinating.
Yeah. So
I'm going to turn the tables here, Jeff. You got
Yes.
a lot of fans listening that want to know this one question. Yes. So, what was it like, Jeff, to be on The Office, sitting in front of Steve Carell?
Entertaining. I mean,
Tell us
Ian-
your experience.
Well, I essentially I was background, and I sat there watching Steve Carell and Jenna. Was it Jenna? Not Jenna Elfman. Jenna. Oh, dang! I should know her name. Her name eludes me at the moment, but the two of them were very, very funny.
Jenna Fisher.
Jenna Fisher. I knew it was Jenna something. And the two of them just did their scene a few times. They got different coverage, and then they turned the camera around for our reaction, and they still performed off screen for us to react to. And I didn't realize I got a really nice close up. And the girl sitting next to me, the redhead that I believe Steve's character, Michael Scott, refers to as Freckles. At the time, and I don't think she is anymore, she was the wife of Jeff Berman, who created shows like Survivor.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
Yeah, she and I were chatting as we were sitting there waiting, between scenes, scene setups and stuff.
Well, Craig's had some practice at trying to do survival. I mean, crossing the creek and almost drowning. So
I'm never going to live that down, am I?
no. I got a question again from Tabby, and
Yes.
she said, "Have you ever, or did you ever hear of a Wendigo in that area of Pennsylvania?"
What is a Wendigo?
I don't know. Maybe
I
Tabby.
have no idea.
it's
Is that the
kinda like
the
a-
thing with
It's a
the
big
goat
demonic
feet?
creature. It's a large demonic creature. It's almost like a cross between Bigfoot. If you ever saw the TV series Sleepy Hollow, they ran into a Wendigo now and then, kind of like a Skinwalker, along those lines. Just off the top of my head.
I wonder if that's the thing we were looking for below Little Round Top one evening. I knew it was something really bizarre, something. out of this world. They were calling it by name. It was like had goat hooves or something like that. I wonder if that was it. If that was it, yeah, I've heard of it apparently, but I didn't remember the name of it. And we didn't see it.
It's according to Wikipedia. Wendigo is a mythological creature or evil spirit which originates from the folklore of Algonquin First National tribes, based in and around the East Coast forests of Canada, the Great Plains region of the United States, and the Great Lakes region of the United States and Canada. Wendigo is often said to be a malevolent spirit, sometimes depicted as a creature with human-like characteristics, which possesses human beings. The Wendigo is known to evoke feelings of insatiable greed, hunger, the desire to cannibalize other humans, as well as the propensity to commit murder in those that fall under its influence. In modern psychiatry, the Wendigo lends name to a form of psychosis known as Wendigo psychosis. Well, that's original, which is characterized by symptoms of intense craving for humans. Can't come and go, and you're both hungry for it, and you're like, I don't want to do that. Wendigo psychosis is described as being a culture-bound syndrome. In some First Nations community, other symptoms such as insatiable greed and destruction of the environment are thought to be symptoms of Wendigo psychosis as well.
Apparently, I survived it.
I guess so.
I know.
Huh.
And at least, when it comes to cannibalism, it's the other white meat.
Yeah, there are other ways.
Yeah, supposedly there's some weird thing that hangs out below the little round top that people have seen.
Wow. Well, I'm sure Tabby will answer the question for me soon. Looks like she's typing to me. So, going around like where you guys was at with the Hindenburg, you had to get clearances and all to get in that place.
Right, correct, yes.
Is there a reason why it's so, I guess, so secretive?
Well, it's still an active base.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's still an active base. And we got some great EVP in German. We had a phone app. We would ask questions and then play the phone app. It would speak in German, and we actually got a lot of EVP in German. That was
Yeah,
that
was it just an airport before, and they turned it into a military base? I didn't think the Hindenburg landed at
I could be wrong.
a active base.
I could be, but I was
Well,
always
Lakers naval base.
It was always a naval base.
Oh,
Yeah.
naval base,
Wow.
like military. So,
Now, considering originally those dirigibles often could be moored to the Empire State Building, it's a good thing it didn't blow up there.
I'm sorry, but that's too high up for me to get off.
Yeah.
Imagine they just have like a rope ladder across, like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. It's just like it. Yeah, just walk right across there. There you go.
Just watch your step. The first one's a Lula.
Exactly.
Yeah. All
Don't
right.
mind the giant ape.
She was just wanting to know if you had heard about the critter, but apparently it was seen in the Gettysburg area. So could have been something what you saw. Pretty interesting. So other than going to the Hindenburg,
Wasn't there some sort of a large humanoid at the Lakehurst as well?
What was that, Jeff? You kind of cut out.
yeah,
Looking at an ardent quadruped that would vanish down storm drains at Lakehurst. That's a naval base.
Yeah, they were getting reports of human-like creatures climbing in and out of the sewage drains water drains, and a lot of soldiers were asking for transfers. This thing was so
Scary.
creepy.
Yeah. Wow.
Probably just chuds.
So, since you did the Hindenburg, is there other places that you would like to go that's not necessarily related to ghosts, you might say?
Ireland?
Ireland.
Are you talking about historical places
Well,
or places that I've been before, would like to go back?
either one.
The Edgar Allan Poe Museum in Richmond, I would love to go back there. I would love to do another investigation at the Burlington County Prison in is it Mount Holly, New Jersey, I think.
Yeah, it's up there in New Jersey somewhere.
That was actually where my first book took place, even though I made it a fictional hotel. I would love to go back there. The Altoona Railroad Museum, I'd love to go back there. Let me see, it's a place over in near Altoona. The John Bonet Tavern. I'd love to go back there. That's a beautiful place, historic. It's haunted. Great food.
Where's that located?
That's in Bedford, Pennsylvania.
Ah.
I would love to go back to the abandoned turnpike tunnels. That was a really cool place.
The what?
The abandoned turnpike tunnels. That's over near Bedford as well.
Ah.
It's they actually filmed the movie there. I can't think of the name of it. It's like it was about the end of the world, and when you go there, it literally looks like the end of the world. It used to be a turnpike, and there's still painting on the road, and that's haunted. I guess a couple workers fell in the cement. They couldn't get them out. So that place is still haunted by their spirits.
Have you
about
been
all
to
I can
the
think of right now.
Trans-Allegheny Asylum?
No, I have never been there. No.
Okay.
Is that the place where they filmed Shawshank or Shank Shaw?
No, that's up here. In,
No, that was
that's up here
Mansfield.
near me.
Man,
See, I would like to go there just to see it. I wouldn't even have to investigate. I would like to go just to see it because I like the movie so much.
So you would, huh? I might.
I would, yes.
I might know somebody that can get us in there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if he
I'm
still.
listening. I'm listening.
I don't know if he still has his contacts, but he knew a guy who did the tours in there, and he could probably get us in there.
I'd love to just see the place. That was a really good movie.
Yeah, that's just up the road above Columbus. It's about 2.5 hours from me, maybe.
Okay.
And I'll let you know also if you're wanting to like sell some of your books and calendars and all that stuff. In September, they have an event at Post Town, which is in Middletown, Ohio, which is about 20 miles from me, something like that, maybe 25. And it's free. You can go set up whatever you want to sell or whatever, and you can. It's a 2-day event, and it's all free. They do, and I don't know if they charge anything for investigating that night, like on Saturday night. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I could find out. But the school's supposed to be haunted. It's an old school.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, but it's free if you wanted to, like set up or something like that. We could.
As long as you take me to a baseball game afterwards.
I don't know if they'll be playing baseball in Cincinnati. I mean, they will. I don't know if they'll be playing late September, though. I'll have to look at the dates when it is. But pretty interesting. Let's
Okay.
see. I think Tabby jumped off, looks like, or got disconnected here. Near Bedford, oh my goodness, John. Okay. All right. No, she didn't. I guess she got off.
She jumped off.
Yeah. So anyway, there's all kinds of places around that is nice places to be able to visit. There's places that I've gone to before are no longer there. They've been sold. Can't investigate them, or they are so run down I wouldn't go to them. But
Is that near you?
which one? No,
These places you're talking about, or are you talking about Gettysburg?
no. I was talking about the one was Hillview Manor. It's so run down.
Ah,
I wouldn't
okay.
go back there. And the other one is I forget what the name of the place was. The Bell Nursing Home. That's been sold. It's been going to be made into a firehouse or something like that. So, but those were good places to be able to go to, and I really liked them. But most of the other places, though, at Trans-Allegheny, they want a lot of money to go into that place, and there's a lot of walking in it. Carrie Hune said that it's very haunted, but I don't want to do all that walking to be able to go there. But there are nice places to go to that does not charge very much or doesn't charge at all. And a lot of times, if I get in with them and want to do my show live from there, I usually be able to investigate for free. Which
Oh,
is,
that's nice they do that.
yeah, that's the way that I do it. That's why I don't go and pay lots of sums of money. Have you ever been to Waverly?
No.
Now, I don't know if Dave still does anything. I know he's friends with them. I don't know if I'd be able to talk him into getting a bunch of us to be able to go down there. And I don't know what they would charge him. I could talk to him. Sometimes Dave gets to be able to do things without it costing very much. But Dave
What was
has
his last name?
who?
Dave.
Dave Jones.
Dave Jones. Yeah. Boy, we had some good times.
Yeah. But
Haven't seen him, and there was a guy that always helped him. I can't think of his name.
Big
Scotty.
tall guy, Scott.
Scott.
Yeah.
Scott. Yeah. Yeah, we were down at this place in New Jersey. It was one of my last live shows, and it was pouring down rain. It was at some, I think they called it the Red Mill.
Oh yeah, that place is supposed to be really nice.
Yeah, we had We had a good time that night.
I
even though it
remember that.
poured
The
down
band
rain.
was playing too.
Yes.
There was, yeah. I remember listening to that show. I don't know if
Oh, there was a ghost of a little boy. Because I think right after that show, Ghost Hunters went on it, and they caught an EVP of a little boy running through the mill. So, yeah.
Oh boy, I don't remember. I know Pat got some really cool things in the mill part. That place was really neat. I'd love to go back there sometime. I forgot about that place.
so. Have you
Creepy
said,
upstairs, as I recall.
yeah. So has Pat done anything lately?
He was just here about a month ago while
Was he?
we were out. Yeah, that's the first time I've seen him in years.
Well,
But he goes out to different locations and he goes out on his own. I don't know if he has a GoPro or or what, but he films himself, and it's on his website. He puts them on his website.
He's all the time doing stuff like that.
hmm hmm Yeah,
What
it was good to
website
see him.
Yeah, I'm not seeing him on Ghost Soldiers anymore.
Who?
Oh, you were saying Pat McCormick, right?
Right.
I didn't know he had a website.
Yeah, he's got his
Yeah,
own.
it's ghostsoldiers.tv.
Yep.
Well, I was there. I was looking for his bio, but it's not there anymore.
Hmm.
Everything's in flux.
Yeah. But has Pat set anything up like some of these other big places, like Hindenburg or?
No, we talked about it when he was here. We'd love to go back, but the last thing I know he did, there was a Irish pub somewhere down in
Oh yeah, he said something.
Maryland, and I think Kat went with him. I was supposed to go, but for some reason I couldn't. And that was like 3 years ago, and then. He came up last month. It was really good to hang out with him for the day.
Oh yeah, I like Pat.
Mm-hmm.
But they did a one where they went in a mine, I guess an old coal mine or something. And
I was there.
Did you go on that one? They had to go down on them cars.
Yep, I was there.
He was getting all kinds of stuff down there.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was Lackawanna County coal mine.
That's what it was. And you got to go with him on that.
Yep,
Wow.
yep.
I
I
don't
was
know if
there
I'd
twice, actually.
I probably wouldn't have been brave enough to go down through there like that, but I'd like to win anyway.
I'll tell you what. We went the first time just to scout it out, and then we brought some other people in. And when you're going down on this old coal cart, it jerks and buckles, and you can really mess with somebody and scare the heck out of them.
Yeah, I bet.
Because I could
Maybe
I
not
could
too many ghosts, but I bet there's Tommy knockers in there.
You could just see the terror on their face, and I kept saying, "Wait, didn't do this the first time."
Wow.
Yeah. No, thank you. So, I mean, those things are, easily collapsible.
Yeah, but it was really cool once you get down there. That was.
I bet. Yeah.
That was a very unique experience.
Wow.
Yeah. I said not too many ghosts because, if you have a cave-in, you're probably not going to remine it. But there's that, the Tommy knocker thing, which is probably very real. So, yeah, another crypto.
Wow. So everything that you do is pretty much around Gettysburg or over toward the north and east. Have you ever thought about something coming further west?
If the right thing is available, yeah. And I have somebody to drive with. I couldn't do that by myself.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, I used to drive anywhere, anytime, and now it's just like...
Oh, I know what it's like. I don't like to go by myself anymore. I mean, I can, but I don't really want to.
Yeah, if a group of people or even two people, it'd be fine if it was someplace exciting, and yeah, I'd be up for that. Absolutely. Over.
Over. Well, as soon as this COVID gets to where we can actually start doing things, I'm sure that we can find some stuff. Over.
Over.
Now we'll be doing that
We'll
all
get
the time.
Pat.
So, Jeff, are you ever going to come east?
I'd love to if I could afford it and stuff like that. That's why I keep kind of hoping that one of Craig's films, production, will be able to fly me out there.
I'll tell you what, Jeff. When Bo gets back into town, I'm gonna throw your name out there.
Yeah.
I'll have to get a copy of the book and read it.
I can email you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But like I said, don't go buy the book because now it's the female lead.
It's a female lead.
Well, I'm sure there are other characters that don't have to be sex swapped.
That's what they want. So.
Oh yeah.
Everything's going to be sex swapped?
What's that?
All the males will be females, and the females will all be males?
We got to switch the. Let me see. It was a male lead. He meets the girl, so now it's a female lead. Now we got to make a male that she meets, and yeah, it's.
Well, I don't have to worry about that role.
But we have to keep it like I don't want to stray from the book. I don't want somebody that read the book going, go to see the movie, what is this?
That's totally different. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that you don't want to go the Ghostbusters remake route too much.
Right.
Or the Wrong Turn,
Is it
which I
using-
see they remade for the 10th time.
Which did they remake? What?
Wrong Turn.
Oh, I didn't know I know they had some sequels that I never bothered with.
Yeah, I just saw 2021. It's on demand right now. I'm like, really? Another remake?
Wow.
And it's not one of the sequels, because I know they tried making sequels without Elijah Dushku.
I've never seen any of it, so I don't watch these scary movies.
Yeah, it was kind of pointless. It was just kind of run of the mill meh.
There's a guy in the chat room named Ralust. You know him? He said, "Hey there, Craig. I'll take a road trip with you anytime."
That'd be Realist.
Yeah.
I know who that is.
Oh.
Hey, Guy. I'll just call him Guy. How's that?
That sounds good.
Actually, him and I are going to race after this.
You're going to race? What?
We're going to race.
Go-karts?
Online video game.
Oh, okay.
That's my son. That's my son, Corey.
Yeah, I don't.
That's my son, Corey. He hasn't been in there in a while.
Oh. So.
He wanted to make sure he had a good guest on.
Maybe he'll get lucky next week.
So instead of looking for ghosts or you said you like to look for Bigfoot. What other things would you like to? Some of the tales of different creatures at different places that you would like to go look for?
Definitely the Jersey Devil, just because.
All right. I've heard of the Jersey Devil, but exactly what is it supposed to be?
Now we're talking my territory, because that's our state cryptid. The Jersey Devil is a reputedly demonic creature born of a woman named Mother Leeds. There's, depending on the source, one story was she had a 13th child, and it was born perfectly fine, and then suddenly transformed into a demon and flew up the chimney. Other sources indicated that when she was found out she was pregnant with her 13th child, she said, "I'm tired of children. Let this one be a devil," which you probably shouldn't be saying, especially even if you're not in a horror film. And the same thing happened. The creature flew up and it began terrorizing the countryside. And one of the local pastors, using bell, book, and candle, exorcised the demon for about 100 years. And then there was a massive flap about in the 1800s into the early 1900s and beyond of this creature flying around, attacking cars, glowing red eyes, and it's it's fascinating. I've seen a couple of films theoretically dealing with the Jersey Devil. I'm like, why does nobody get it right? Now, I have a filmmaker friend who actually has a trilogy written, which would detail the origins, the proper origins, the flap of sightings back in the olden times, as it were, and then modern. The third act or of the trilogy would be the modern day sightings. So at least that it would be faithful to the original legend. It drives me nuts when you have stuff with such solid source material, and then they're like, "But let's put our take on it." I'm like, I don't want to see your take. I want to see the right take. Over.
Over.
So what's some of the others you would like to look for?
Just a Bigfoot thing, I guess. Go out there and beat on the trees or however they do it. I don't think I'd be any good at those calls they do.
Oh, no. I don't think I would either. No, I don't want to be out there in the woods in the dark and actually come up against something like that. If there is such a thing. Which
I got hooked over the weekend watching Mountain Monsters.
Oh, Lord.
Mountain.
Is that them guys? That's them guys that go out and look for Bigfoot?
Well, they're looking for all sorts of weird, bizarre things now. It's kind of odd. It's like a soap opera.
Oh.
Cryptid soap opera.
Cryptid soap opera.
But they had a whole bunch of different types of cryptids on there that they were looking for, too. But I can't remember the name of most of them. Most of them were Native American mythology. But all in that area, it seems to me, going southward from where you are, Craig.
Well, I like that new one that's on. We've been watching it every new episode of it. That was it, Resident Alien.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's.
I've been enjoying that.
It's starting to get a whole lot more involved now.
Yeah, I just the stuff they come up with. I just watched a show the other night. Aliens in the Civil War.
What?
Yeah, it was. Now I've heard this story before. Chamberlain supposedly saw the ghost of George Washington, which led him to the correct spot here up on the Round Top. General McClellan saw the ghost of somebody and they were supposedly all aliens.
The title is what? Aliens of the Battlefield or something? What was it?
Oh my gosh. If you type in aliens in the Civil War, it should come up on demand.
That's kind of a new one. It's like cowboys and aliens. You don't kind of, it was, but hey.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of that.
But
yeah, it's on there. Trust me. I accidentally ran across it, and I'm like, oh, okay, here we go.
Well,
there were aliens here at Gettysburg.
Oh,
I mean, apparently there were vampires here too. If you watched Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
okay, I read that. It was actually kind of good.
It was actually kind of good, huh?
No, it wasn't a bad movie, but yeah, it was stuff they come up with.
Wow.
Well, Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies, or why not? You can turn anything into a monster movie, really.
That's true.
Pretty much now. Yeah.
Actually, when I try and look up aliens in Civil War, I keep coming up with Ancient Aliens series.
Yes, that's the series.
Oh, it's just, Ancient Aliens is its own series. It must have been one segment. Okay.
I think it's seasons. It's season 7. I couldn't tell you what episode, but just look for it.
Ah, wow. So,
It's,
quick.
season 9, episode 9, oddly enough.
No, I looked. It wasn't that. I had to search for it. I think it was season 7.
Okay.
Unless it's different on yours.
But it wouldn't surprise me that, they would be
watch
coming up with that.
It says, watch Aliens in the Civil War full episode, Ancient Aliens. Let me try this. Another
Woohoo!
I'll give you some entertainment this weekend.
Well, why not? They're Civil War vampires and Civil War
Yeah.
zombies.
Ah. So, just to change just a little bit here, I know you have beautiful photographs that you take all the time, morning, night, battlefield, sun, whatever. Has any of the shops around ever approached you wanting to make prints of yours and to be able to sell them in their shops?
I actually sell them in Mr. G's gift shop now.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What size prints do you get out of it?
8 by 10 right now.
8 by 10?
I just started last November. We're going to see how that goes. I'll be making 4 by 6s. I'm going to make Christmas decorations out of the Christmas book cover.
Ah.
That was recommended to me for when the movie starts being filmed.
Yeah.
Start get some Christmas decorations going.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to sell the calendars there, but I'd have to charge too much.
Oh, yeah.
So if any, I'd have to buy them off Lulu, and then I'd have to make a little bit of profit, and I can't do that. I think they're too expensive as it is, and Lulu was the cheapest place. So I'm not going to charge anybody $20 for a calendar. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Wow.
So I'm going to get some. I can't think what they're called. They're like a box photo. I'm going to get some of them made up. I'll be experimenting with different things this year.
Ah. Wow.
But I got my own little corner. I got my books. I got the pictures, and yeah.
Wow. Our time is quickly running right on by. We got about 6 minutes yet. Anything you want to ask or anything before we start wrapping up?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Over. Yeah. We're gonna be doing
I
this.
just like to tell everybody, stay safe out there, and hopefully this COVID will be over with soon, and we'll all get back to our normal lives. And stay positive, as positive as you can, and just enjoy life. And be kind. The world needs more kindness right now.
Yes. So have you had your COVID shot?
No, I have not.
Barbara, have you got one?
Shot one, yes.
Oh, did you? Jeff, have you got one?
Yeah. They haven't gotten to our tier. The only reason I'd be taking it is because they're already threatening the unconstitutional use of like a vaccination passport, so that you can't travel unless you prove that you had all sorts of toxins injected into your body against your will and against your rights. And not that I'm anti-vax, I'm just limited freedom and anti-bad government. So yeah, when I have to, I will.
Yeah, I've been trying to get mine. I'm on a list. Just hasn't come through yet. So
I'm on a list too. Oh wait, no.
there was a. Patsy said there was some people. There was giving shots out somewhere, and they said if people didn't hurry up and get there, they was going to have to throw a lot of them shots away.
Wow.
So I mean,
That's a shame.
When you get shots and they don't tell people to come and get shots, you're wasting money. It's simple as that. So, but even though I'm was on the high list, they're already trying to get people in the 50s to get shots, and I'm saying, where's mine? I still haven't got mine. So.
Yeah, I have a friend in having that problem in Florida.
So
They're skipping some people.
So anyway, hopefully this will, I won't say get under control. I seen something on the internet today to where there's a strain that's coming out that's, I guess the vaccines that we have doesn't even phase this one. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe somebody's trying to tell us something. You guys either shape up or we'll start all over. So anyway.
According to that show I watched the other night, it's the aliens.
It wouldn't surprise me. Why not?
Yeah. So. All right, we're down to 2 minutes. So next week we have a guest on by the name of Peter Robbins, and he's an investigative writer. He's an author and lecturer of UFOs, and he did a lot of investigating and studying on Gettysburg. So he's got a lot of information on all this stuff. Ought to really be interesting next week. We've been having quite a few lately dealing with UFOs, which with the government actually releasing some stuff, I think it's a good thing. Maybe we can actually start finding out the whole truth that they are real. So, I know Craig's seen them. I seen them years ago, but they was really far away. It just looked like stars. Wasn't close enough to say, oh, that's a UFO. But, so with that, Jeff, you got anything?
Not that I'd be able to have time to do it, say anything. We've got more scripts winning awards at festivals. Yeah.
All right. With that,
Congrats.
It is our time to jump off. And Craig, stay on until we get off, and we will talk with you for a minute. Everybody else, stay safe, and we will see you next week at the same time. So, good night, everybody. You've been listening to the Paranormal View on the ParaX Radio Network. Join us again next week at the same time for more of the Paranormal View.